Have a seat. What's wrong? Are you okay? Come in. Sit down. What's going on? Are you okay? You seemed alright in our last session. What's happened? Listen, this is a safe space. Anything you say in here, there's no judgment, there's no anything, there's nothing negative. We talked about this. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable here. I want you to express yourself and express your feelings because that is important. Yes. Here. You've got some tears coming down your face. Let me help you. May I? Listen. Right now is a scary time. It is. And I need you to know that you're not the only one that feels this way. You're not. You're not the only one that feels like this. This is something that none of us have ever dealt with before. And all of the panic and all of the fear that is something that everyone is feeling, okay? I feel it, your friends feel it. People who tell you they don't feel it, they do. They do. They feel all of it. And I think that you just need to focus on what you're feeling. And I think that you need to understand that whatever you feel, that is up for you to decide whether it's valid or not. And anything that is valid, anything that you feel is okay. No matter what it is. If you're scared, a lot of us are too. If you're worried, so are we. We are all nervous and scared because society as we know it is changing. We've had a pandemic this year. We've had so many horrible acts of violence, and I completely agree that, Black Lives Matter, and I would like to talk to you a little bit more about all of this during this session, whatever you need. Okay? So, I'm gonna set this right here for you, and I'm gonna get out my notebook. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up your file, okay? Okay. So, before we start talking about that, I want to follow up with you on what we talked about last time. Because, I know last time you told me that you were having some trouble sleeping, that you were having some issues with things like anxiety, depression, and generally not knowing how to name your feelings. Yeah. How has that been going? Yeah, well, to be honest with you, the simple act of naming an emotion or knowing that you need to name it to gain some power over it will provide some comfort in itself. You know, if you're feeling some type of way, whether it's anxiety or depression or anything that we talked about last week, I want you to take a minute and take a deep breath. Okay. In doing that, I want you to reflect on what it is that you're feeling and what made you feel that way. Because it's very important. When you can answer those two things, then you gain power over that entire situation. Entire situation. You hear me? And one of the most important things that you can do is be able to look at that and decide whether it was rational for you to feel that way or irrational for you to feel that way. Let's say someone said something to you and you started to get upset. Your anxiety was getting worse. It was creeping up on you. You know, these things happen. What happened? Your friend said something hurtful to you. How did it make you feel? Upset and angry. And the anger and the hurt that you're feeling generated some anxiety for you. Those three things combined put you in a situation that you did not know how to handle. But answering those questions gave you all of the information that you needed to take control. You know that what your friend said hurt you, and that all you did was listen to what they said. Depending on the situation, the words that came out of her mouth made you feel a way that was completely valid. And you know, I know I'm diving really big into this topic, but it's very important. Because the point that I'm trying to drive home here is, when you follow those steps, you can control how you feel. If you want to feel better, speak up to her. Either she's going to get upset, and you can take comfort in the fact that you tried your best, and that's all you can do. Or your friend is going to come to a resolution with you, and you're going to feel better. Either way, you have a resolution. You feel better. And that's exactly what everyone in the world is trying to do right now. You know, everyone says all lives matter. That's true, but Black Lives Matter is what is more important, because they're the ones that's being affected right now. They're the ones that is having issues with discrimination, racism. Unfair treatment in general is not fair. And I've been taking steps to check my privilege as a white male and validate the fact that I can't understand what other people are going through because I'm not going through it. But I can be empathetic, and I can be a good person, and I can do what I can to help them out. And I can show compassion and love and understanding. And we can do that. It's not just me. You can do that too. So, everything that we talked about last session, you coming in here crying just a second ago, it's very important. Very, very important that you validate what is the emotion you're feeling. Depression, some anxiety, you're feeling sad and hurt. Why are you feeling it? Because people aren't being treated fairly. You have those two answers to the questions that I taught you last session. And now that you have those answers, you can control what happens next and how you feel. Take action. Do something about it. Do something to make yourself feel better. Take a stand. Do protest if you want to, but put on a mask and wash your hands, because it's very important right now. Okay? Yeah. It's some powerful stuff. And I am proud of you for coming in here and for showing me your emotions and talking to me about it. You wanted help, and you came in here and you are getting it. And that is the biggest possible thing. There's no reason to be ashamed. There's no reason to be embarrassed. You are excellent. You are. And you recognize that you deserve to be loved. And that's why you're here. You want to increase the love that you have for yourself and for the ones around you. And you can't do that until you get into a stronger, more confident, more vulnerable mental status, as all of us. And that is so commendable. And I am so proud of you. Yeah. Yes. If you want some ways to help, I'll get you a link. I'll get you a link to make sure that you can get it, okay? Yeah. So, it's kind of a powerful opening there. How you feeling? Yeah. No, I'm okay. So, now that we've kind of discussed all of that, tell me a little bit about how you've been this past week. Yeah. It's kind of intense. Yes. It's okay. And, And sometimes we all have good things and bad things that happen to us. And, we can't do anything to control those outside forces. We just gotta roll with it. And the trick is to not let it bother us. It's okay to get upset. It's okay to get aggravated. It's not okay to let it harm your health with anxiety and depression. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes I can't help it. But there are ways to take control of it. And I think that you can do that. Actually, I know you can do that. We can focus on doing whatever we need to do to get you sleep. We can focus on routines. We can focus on healthy habits. We can focus on eating healthy. And I'm not talking about all of these fad diet. I'm talking about doing all like a balance of things to make you feel rewarded, to make you feel special. Those types of things is what is going to help you the most. And when you learn that it's not just a foot race, and you grasp the concept that things don't happen overnight, and you just be happy in the day, and do your routine, and do the things that you need to do, and some things that you want to do, you're gonna be fine. Yes. And I actually have some homework for you. I have a book. It's called Asking the Right Questions. I talked to you about, asking, what am I feeling? What's causing it? This dives into that, but it dives so much more into so many other topics that I think are going to help you. And it's going to give you a new perspective on what you're thinking and how to handle what you're feeling and not processing your emotions. It helped me, so I want you to take this, okay? Perfect. So that's all of what we have for today. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get you scheduled for another appointment because I really do think that we have made some excellent progress. And I don't want to mess that up. I don't want you to wait too long before you come in here. Because if something comes up, I don't want you to sit on it if you have a mental block. So when can you come in? How about next Thursday? Whatever time you like. Okay. Well, I've got you down. Listen, if you need anything at all whatsoever, please tell me. Call me. I'm here for you. Yes. Okay, listen, you have an excellent evening.